Hey everybody, we are making our way down the street as soon as this car passes. I've got a difficult driveway. It sits right on the corner around this bend here, so I've always got cars flying around this way, and of course I got to back out, so that makes it extra difficult. Anyway, we're heading down the street. We're going to set the crayfish trap out one last time for the year. I've got an idea tossing around in my head, and I'm going to need crayfish for it. But if I wait too much longer to actually acquire the crayfish, I'm not going to get any. If you're noticing, the trees are half bare already. We've not had much in the way of any kind of pretty colors or anything this year. It's been so-so, but has not been much of an autumn. We had a really rainy, cool summer, and it's just, I was afraid it was going to have an impact on the autumn, and it has. So we just had a really cold snap the other night. We had our first freeze, and the weather's really shifted, so I've got to get the trap out one last time if I want to do it. And right here is where we're going to put it out. So I just got to get turned around using my neighbor's driveway here. Or I should say one of my neighbors. I pretty much think anybody that lives anywhere near me is one of my neighbors, not necessarily just the people right next door. So I'm going to park right here, give me half a moment, and we'll get the trap thrown out, and that's about all we're going to do today. But it's a video, and it'll be a little bit of an outdoorsy video before the end of the season. So sit tight, and I'll see you in a second. We had some pretty serious flooding a little while back, and you can see where the backwater washed out all the rocks and everything, and we lost part of the road. So I haven't been down here since then, and boy, it looks a lot different. I used to have a whole we'll call it a beach, for lack of a better word, that I could walk on along here, and then the water went down. It was deep in the middle where the crayfish would hang out. So I almost can't even walk around right there with my dip net anymore like I used to. So I find that the best place to put the crayfish trap is in this side, and then I can tie off to this beam here. So what we're using as bait is, my grocery store sells the whole roast chickens for $5.99. So this is some of that. And we'll see whether or not they like it. I made sure I got some bones in there. I got some of the stuff from deep down inside. I got some of the skin. So I figured all that meaty, fatty material with the bones and stuff in there ought to draw some crayfish attention. In fact, I want to get it a little more squared away on the bottom there. Alright, we'll give that a day or two and see how it looks, and come back down and pick it up. So I'm not really dressed for it. I don't have any kind of boots on or anything, so we're not going to go upstream, but we can have a walk over here at least a little bit and have a look-see up there. Now, when I used to walk up here, let's get over to the edge a little bit. When I used to walk up here, this log right here was the log that I had to sort of climb over, and that's gone. That's been taken down. It got wedged up against the pipes down there, and the county came and sawed it up and removed it. But if you can tell, I don't know whether or not it's coming out on camera, there's a large tree up there that's all the way across the whole thing now, and it makes it almost impossible to get through there without climbing through that tree. And if you've been on these outdoors videos with me, you'll know that when we got up to that bend, there was that sort of deep pool right there where you could see all the roots of the tree, and we would get the big chubs and everything out from down there. Well, that tree is the tree that fell. All those exposed roots took their toll, and we lost that tree during all those floods. So it's going to be a lot more difficult next spring when we go up there. I might take my handsaw and cut some of the branches out of the way just to make it easier to get back and forth up through there. But other than that, we're going to call this pretty much the end of this adventure. You can see how sparse the trees look. almost all of this green you can see is actually wisteria. It's eating this whole end of the road. All of those trees are dying or dead, and they're basically just acting like trellises for the wisteria that's climbing all over everything. So that stuff is a nuisance. All right, there you go, everybody. That was my little outdoors video for today. We'll come back in a day or two and we'll get that trap checked and picked up. So I'll see you then. Make sure you're subscribed.